How we all doing? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a good bank holiday weekend so far. An extra day tomorrow. Day off for many people. So hope everybody's doing well. And it's enjoying. There's not much of weather these days, but I hope everybody's doing well. So we got the letter done, just as if we done it today. I have it on my phone now. I have obviously put it in the envelope now. I have to get the international stamp now, probably Tuesday, and then probably by Wednesday we send it off. Yeah, I still have to put my address in the back of it too, so we'll get around to that soon. Hopefully soon. Hello, Alan. How are we doing? Adam. Sorry, Adam. I thought you said. I think it's Adam. Yeah, Adam. It's not Adam. I'm confusing you with somebody else. I'm confusing that with somebody else now. How are you doing, Adam? I'm confused. I'm confused. I think of somebody else there. Everybody's here. Hello, Spider. Hello, Sean. Hello, Fiona. How are you all? How are you all today? On this wet Sunday evening. That's what that is. How are we? There's not much weather today, is it? 1 minute sunny, next minute's raining. So that's always the way. How was our bike holiday weekends going? You had a fight with the Waze or what? Why is the chat not coming up now? Oh yes, here we go. Sorry, give me a second. Everything's happening now. The chat moved away there for that. You had a fight with the Waze, or I did indeed. It was terrible. That's okay. I just popped in to say hello. Got a bit of work to do. No bother, Adam. I see. There's somebody else like you would kind of, not with the profile picture, but kind of a different, not too much different in your name, like in your profile name. And that's, I was confused about that. But yeah, I know who you are now. It's Thunder here. Well, be careful now that it doesn't hit the area or anything like that if you have it on. Because it can hit. I have often seen people get hit and all that. You're doing great, Sweater. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Shaved. Didn't I not what? So I was shaved the other stream. What are you talking about? Oh no, I was doing there was the police simulator. Yeah, yuck, yeah. It was the police simulator, yuck. Yeah. So it obviously didn't have a face cam. Yeah, that's true. But anyway, we got the letter done. Yeah, so it's in the envelope, ready to go. The full version. I'll show you now the full version now in a second. I have it on my phone, but it's ready to go. So I had to get the international stamp. So obviously you can't get into the post office until Tuesday. So sucks to suck, obviously. But yeah. So we had to wait until Tuesday, and probably the latest will be Wednesday by the time I post it off. I'll probably get a postal order on them. I'll send it by express post. I want to postal order by express post. Whenever I get around to it. I will read that, yeah. I can't take it out of the envelope, but I have it here on my phone. It's getting near enough what everybody said to do. Like, we might have changed one or two things slightly, just to make it sound right, I suppose. I get it just ready. I won't say it yet. I wait for a few minutes, just for people to come in, because as soon as I start reading that, people come in and be like, what's he reading now? Also, I got somebody to write it for me, because again, my writing is atrocious, so somebody wrote it for me. So we give it a minute or two, anyway. We do it in about 6 minutes or 7 minutes time. Hello, Stephen. How are you? How are you today? Sophie or somebody. Sophie. So, but yeah, no, only for, so it's not as long as people would probably want me to write it, but it's good enough, I think, because we went through it and we were like, that's probably as best it can be done, and obviously we tried to stick with what people said. But again, we had to frame a bit from it. My head is wine. My head with the wine. Hello, Shawnee. How are you doing? How are you today? How's your Sunday going? How's your bike holiday actually going? Are we looking forward to an extra lion in the morning? Yeah. Oh, you're talking to who? Are you talking to somebody? Good. Oh, good. You're talking to me. Yeah. I probably should just yeah, because you probably wouldn't see it. So I put it up in the community post. Is that okay? I put it up in the community post, please. How does that sound? So I put it up now in the community post. So just go to the community post. I get the link for it too. So wasn't the Sunday game? Ooh, what have I clicked? How am I keeping? I'm keeping well. Ooh, what have I done here? I get it on the community post. Just give me a second. I was going to put it up anyway on the community post. Give me a second. Where am I having? Let's see, because we did write 2 or 3 of them, and we picked out the best one. So we wrote 3 or 3 of them, and then we picked out the best one. So that's why there's 2 or 3 of them here. Yeah, that's that one. That's the white one. Yeah, just making sure. Yeah, well, I had help, obviously. My editors helped me out a lot. Like, they voted for me. I said what I wanted to put down, and they voted for me. And we changed up the grammar and all that. So I put it in the community post now. Just give me a second. Just making sure I have the white one now. That's just the thing. I have the white letter. There's no point putting one of the finished letters. Hello, Tony. Yeah, it might actually, yeah, it might be a small bit big. You won't see the bottom, but you can see a good bit of it. I'll put it up now. So it'll be up in the community post now. It's just tied the letter. Oh, you can see, yeah, when you tap into it, you can see, yeah. Very good, very good. Yeah, I can't share it here. Well, maybe I could. No, I can't. So you just go to the community post and you'll be able to see it. It'd be better than probably me showing you here on my phone. So, me too, good luck one. No, I wouldn't be at it. On the what? On the layer in the white in the letters. You know, underlined in the letter. Oh, this turned off now. Everything's fucking up for me today now. It's like 40. Yeah, everybody turns up after the video. See, again, as one person said to me one time, it's just that I'm infrequent, basically. You never know when I could go live, basically. That's what I'm saying. So, it's not a set time, and obviously people are busy. Like, I even know one person he would probably watch only for, he's busy. When he gets home for work. When he's on his break, like, say, for example, if I done it at 2 o'clock to 2:30 or something like that during the day, if I was here, take for example, that's when he'd be on his break. He would probably be able to watch. But when he comes home from work, he's just too tired and he puts on his audiobook, I think it is, an app audiobook or something like that. And he listens to a book reading and then goes to sleep, basically. So, people don't really have much time, You know yourself. And plus, YouTube doesn't really like me that much, to be the other hand, too. So sometimes people don't even get notifications. I have hundreds of people coming to me, but not hundreds of people, but a good few people coming to me nearly every day of the week telling me now they didn't get notifications. Hello. So happens all the time. So yeah, I think people I can see it. Yeah, if you want to just see it. Notifications are what I do. Also, no way people to get outside at 10. Oh, I know, but some people could be out in the night out and you know yourself. And then some people could be going to walk in the morning. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. And they're just in bed and they're just like, oh no, I'm not listening to it. Yeah. So what about this new hate speech bill? How are we feeling about that? Let's put that way. I think I know how people are feeling about it, but it's bollocks. Let's put that way. I'm sure people would agree with me. So yeah, it's on the community post just to say everybody, anybody wants to have a look. I think we all know, yeah. But yeah, we should see what the president says, I suppose. But obviously, we all kind of know he'll probably just sign it. There's probably no debating that he won't sign it. Me drinking wine, I probably don't drink too much. But you see what I mean? Some people are walking and things like that. And, they probably just don't come into the channel. Oh, the King Charles's coronation is soon. The 8th of May was the 7th, or 6th of May, it was something like that. But yeah, just to say the letter was on the community post for anybody who wants to see it. Because I think it'd be better than probably showing you on the phone. Cardboard box. It's like kicking Paddy and... Yeah, it's like kicking Paddy. Yeah, it's specifically designed to kick Paddy in the hole. That's what I... and Mary, of course, and... I don't know, I can't wait, sometime in May, I know. But we should wait and see, I know, what happens then. Because in theory, it probably won't work out that well. That's what I think. Because already the Gauts are stretched to the limit. And, the Gauts are stretched to the limit. Like, we know ourselves, they are stretched to the very, very limit. Basically, in terms of crime and stuff like that. Like in one part of the country, I can't remember, but somewhere down the country, in Cork or something like that, they have one squad car for about 6 Gauts. So, you add that up, if somebody's being shot the other side of the city, right? Or whatever, I don't even know if it's in the city, I think it's in Cork County. There's only one squad car for 6 Gauts. So basically, what the other Gauts when they do go on the push bike if somebody gets shot, See, you kind of can see where I'm going from. And they can barely, deal with the only crimes that happen on the street, let no police do it, basically. May the 6th, I love it, it's May the 6th. I was thinking of sometime May the 6th, 7 or 8. Yeah, so I won't watch it either, but I was just kind of interested to see when it would be. Because the people everybody seem to be fucking talking about it. It's going to be, apparently it's going to be, some of it's going to be spoken in Irish, or it's going to have Irish translation or something, Irish language, it's going to be representative, something along that lines, I heard somebody say so. Something like that. Oh, I know Michelle O'Neill is going to it, obviously. Brits out. Sinn Féin's motto, Brits out. But, going to Westminster Abbey, to the King's coronation, the Brits out, really, Sinn Féin. And then you stick by that and you say, no, Brits out. And then you go to the coronation of the King of the United Kingdom, Doesn't weigh up, let's put it that way. Let's put it that way. For Sinn Féin's narrative. I don't think we will make tea tonight, unfortunately, but we definitely some other night we definitely will. Because I don't have the tea machine here at handy, basically. It's way on the other side of the fucking place. Well, it's supposed to be bad weather when next week or so. Supposedly. May Day is tomorrow. The 1st of May. We already had the 1st of May. Just think about that for a second now. They're already tomorrow's the 1st of May. Think about that. Think about where the year's gone so far. Think about that. Have a think. Cause and try and realise it's gone now. Yeah, if I had the tea machine here, there would be no problem making tea now. But it's just that I don't have it anywhere around me at the moment. Well, we all kind of know, yeah, that they what they do. Well, Sinn Féin voted for it. Like none of them opposed it. Let's put it that way. You know, people. The funny thing was, people before profit voted against it. You know, people with your boy Bowden and stuff like that. And you're just like, you know, the world's very fucked up when you see people before profit vote against it. You know, um, you know, like Sinn Féin didn't even try to vote against it. That's what I like. But people before profit did. Like it was crazy. Amazed the month nearly of everybody that's did. What is this? Everything's going mad. Yeah, there's some people like that in the country that's doing that. Call Mrs. Dyer, aye, Mrs. Dyer. There'd be fairly a lot of tea going then. My two sisters' birthday this month. Please, that'd be good. Two sisters' birthday. Loads of cake and I'm sure loads of dancing and stuff. A fun occasion, obviously. It's always good to have positive things, of course. Yeah, Owen Hawkins' birthday is tomorrow, just to say. I will put up a video tonight about it. He asked me to do that, so I better not forget that anyway. No, I won't forget it, but I have it down. Yeah, it's always good to have something, something positive in the month. We don't drink much. We don't. Well, drink not cake. You don't like eating cake. Let them eat cake. Do you remember Marie Antoinette? Oh, well, it's supposed to be. She said it. What the fuck is that mean, spider? Excuse me, but what? I don't even know what that is, spider. I think you might have hit the keyboard by mistake or something. Oh, I know, but I suppose it'd be hard in the way too if they have to do it. Because, you know, it's. I don't even know what that means. I don't even think it's British to be the spider. Not necessarily, because you'd have to try and prove it in court. And obviously the majority of the guards don't like doing work. Let's put it that way. So basically they'll try and do less as they humanly possibly can. So, and obviously at the moment, you know, there's so many guards leaving on Garda Síochána, they can't get the people to police anything, you know. Let's put it that. So, you know, they find it hard to do basic stuff nowadays, like no anything else. Because it's simply just not the numbers and the people there. So, even though it's very stupid that something like that will be happening, you give me 2 seconds just to move something over here. Hello, I'm back. Jesus, what kind of language are you speaking this evening, Spider? I'm back, sorry about that. What am I doing? Yeah, so it's on the community post, the letter too. Just to make sure anybody who just came in didn't be asking me, "Oh, what about this letter?" So yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Can't remember now what it was. If I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be very dangerous. But yeah, it's sad that we came to this stage where it's happening. I'm speaking their language. I don't know if that even British, to be totally honest. Oh yeah, we kind of, I suppose. It kind of would be. Yeah, I can kind of see what's happening now. Um, so yes, but anywho, yeah, it's just I'm stupid. I can't. Yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from now. I can. Yeah, I kind of went through it there. Now I kind of can see it. Beforehand, I couldn't see it. Now I can see it. Now I can see the moon, the sun, the sky. Of course. But what does people think of the letter? I know Fiona's after comment underneath it. But what does people generally think of the letter? Generally. I know it might be a bit shorter. We wanted to include a lot more. In one of the drafts, we had a lot more in it, but we were like, we don't want to go on forever. That's what I. So we were like, it's just straight to the point. There, let's put that in. Like the other one was just like it was too long and too complicated, and we're just like, shush, it's too much. Hello, Peter. How are you doing? How's your bike quality going? I beg to think we should give them give a monarch a go. What? I missed it. Sean, biscuit, Councilman. Monarchy. You want Ireland to go monarchy? I don't know. Unless we bring back the kingdom of Breffni, I don't know who you could make king of. Well, chief, I suppose. What would be king? Would we probably called chieftain? Yeah, it might be chieftain, not king. I don't know about monarchies now. I don't know. It has to be what the people want. You know. Like obviously, people would have to want it basically to have a monarchy, and then obviously you have to abolish the presidency and basically be a lot of upheaval based in the country to abolish the presidency and then be a constitutional republic. Because it'd be a lot of fucking hassles, but and then obviously you have to change. Well, you wouldn't have to change the banknotes and stuff now, because they do it in the Netherlands. They have a king in the Netherlands, and they don't. Yeah, because they have their own. They're part of the euro, so it'd be hassles, but I don't know. We have to be what people want. The vast majority, like say, 80% or 90% of people want it. But I don't know if you done a poll now in the morning. I say maybe you only get about 20% now. I don't think people would be too fucked about it. That's what I. Especially because it actually would be. At least we can blame ourselves that we elected Michael D. Higgins and stuff like that. We have ourselves to blame, I suppose. Like a king, like say for example, we elect a king. He's going to be there for a long, long time, and nobody can remove him. Unless he dies, so resigns from office or something like that. So I don't really know. And because obviously Ireland really doesn't have a good relationship with the monarchy, let's put it high. Doesn't have a good relationship with a monarch, obviously going back over the years. With Queen Victoria and stuff like that. It never really had a working relationship with the monarch, let's put it high. Because obviously Ireland wanted home rule and stuff like that. Well, maybe if you brought back Regency dynasties, like the Kingdom of Breath and the O'Reilly, you brought back the O'Reillys and put them in Cavan, like chieftains of different counties. If you'd done that, maybe that could work. That could work. And yeah, if you'd done that, maybe you could work in each county, like the Kingdom, Meath and Dublin clans. But I don't see it working on an all-Ireland approach, to be totally honest. I don't see it. But even that, the Regency things, it'd be difficult to see. The Cleopatra, yeah, don't even start. It's the same as, what they call that fucking Scooby-Doo, what they call it? Ferma. Don't even stop me, Ferma, talk about Ferma. The reboot of Scooby-Doo. Don't even start, Lacey. It's terrible. No, we called the Kingdom of Breathly. It wouldn't be called the Kingdom of Cavan, we called the Kingdom of Breathly. Go back to the old times. And we take over Leitrim, so Leitrim won't exist. Who's the GOAT of the GA? Like, at any team you're talking about? I don't really know, to be doing that, to keep up with the GA that much. I say some of the Dublin players, but excuse me. So we think the letter was fine. I told us so now. So the letter you think is good. So everybody's happy enough with the letter, and again, we included as much as humanly possible we could include in that people wanted me to include in. So, Did you? It's on the community post. It's on the community. I could show it here, but it's probably better if I put up a picture on the community post about it. So. I didn't have time to show one. Yeah, because it kind of would be better than showing it on the phone, because at least you can probably read through it, compared to my hand just holding it up for a few seconds and you can't read through it properly. Well, it's not that big, but, so people can see it. Well, don't blame me, it's not my fault. I had somebody write it for me and paid them to do it. So. We could have wrote that in the typewriter, but not a typewriter, but put it and stuff, but we didn't do that. So I didn't even write, like, my writing is more atrocious than his or any writing he could do. So that's the reason why. There's a shoe one. There's like some weird emotes on YouTube, but not as weird as Twitch. Obviously, like if you look at Twitch now, it's very weird. Some of the emotes. So at least it's now. Sorry, the writing was great. Yeah, you had to change your mind. I know, as long as you can read it. Can you read it? People can read it. Just answer that question for me. Everybody be here. Can you read it? Yes or no? Can. And like Mulligan posting that with the can. They love saying can. You can. They have a hard problem, Mulligan people saying can. You can. Like, you ever know when a Mulligan post have a hard habit saying the cat, they can. They have a hard habit of saying that the cat said it. So. Mulligan people can't do it, it's not, the cat said properly. You can, okay. So if you want to say so. Not weird at all, of course. Not weird at all. I suppose, well, not really, this is not the really kid side of it, but, I think you can even do it in the way you can't really do it on the YouTube. The kids vote, no. Because they disable the comments, yeah. Yeah, they used to be able to do it on the kids vote, yeah. Because I remember somebody complaining about it once. But they disable the comments, so that's a better way, obviously. So yeah, so you can read it anyway, because obviously it's going to cost a few bob basically to go there. There'd be something like 13 probably euro or something like that. The international stamp, I don't know how much it'd be, probably nearly be 3 or something euros, 3 something maybe. And then the postal load will obviously be something like 11, or it could be 12 euro probably. And then probably tax included and all that. You know, you're looking at probably 13 euro. Yeah, but my writing is cost beyond belief. So that's why I got a post in the white. Obviously, I did get paid, of course, for it all and everything. I didn't get driven up, no, I did. So. Oh yeah, the people see that Elon Musk replied about the Irish hate speech bill. Then they see that on Twitter, that Elon Musk denounced it, which he probably actually should have. Anyway, it should be denounced by everybody. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so at least we have somebody looking out for it, kind of. But even the only thing that probably will stop it, the hate speech will passing. I seen that, yeah. And then he replied to Free Speech Ireland too. He replied to 2 people. What was I saying? So yeah, if Elon Musk said in the morning, right, he's going to pull Twitter out of Dublin, because obviously the main headquarters in Europe of Twitter is in Dublin, because obviously they pay no tax basically here. The same as the majority of the companies, Facebook and Instagram and all that. They pay literally no tax whatsoever. Yeah, I know, it has to be unconstitutional, but Elon Musk did do that, and threatened jobs and stuff like that, and threatened, to make the government look bad, because obviously it'd be a big story if Twitter pulled out of Dublin and decided to go somewhere else, say to Helsinki or something like that, to use the main headquarters in Europe, it'd be on every fucking news channel in the country, in the world, basically. And the Irish government, they look very, very bad, let's put it that way, if he done that. And obviously they would have to probably back down. Because Twitter does employ a lot of people still in Ireland. So. And then obviously the Irish government would be afraid that Elon Musk wouldn't do business in Ireland. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's what's in the thing, I know. What the fuck is that? No. That's what they can do, I know. We see how that works out for them, I know. Give me a second to just go one down. Well, pretty much. But if Elon Musk did do that, it'll probably put a stop to everything. If he did do that, if he just threatened even to pull out of Ireland, pull out every interest, in Ireland, it would. Leo and me Hole and move very quickly. Like even I think even me Hole and Leo met about him commenting about it. I think they did meet about it because obviously it's the richest man in the world, basically. And obviously they want to keep him on side, if he makes investments into Ireland, take for example, because there's obviously more money for the government, and they want the money, so they want to kind of keep him on side, they can't really annoy him too much, let's put it that way. Especially because, again, Ireland has a very significant role in Twitter, basically, of obviously being there, as the European headquarters for Twitter in Europe, that's a big thing, and obviously they don't want it to be said around the world about it, even though it has kind of. So, anyway, back in a second. Hello again. We won't stay much longer, about 30 minutes or so. Why doesn't what work? Donald Trump Jr. just replied to um, Elon Musk, I think it was. No, Keith Woods, I might have been. About the hate speech bill. So basically, everybody in the mother was basically giving out about it. So the government kind of might have to back down for this. Because it looks like everybody's kind of giving out to them about it. So it's obviously not looking too well for the going to have a protest. I think I vaguely heard somebody saying about something in Dublin. Tell you, man. But we should see, because obviously more people that are high up, influential people on social media and stuff like that, like Elon Musk and even Donald Trump Jr. and stuff like that. Eventually, if big people start talking about it and stuff like that, the government will kind of have to fold. Especially, as I say, if Elon Musk did what I said and just threatened to pull out of Ireland because of the hate speech policy, um, straight away the government will have to do a U-turn very quickly. Um, or even if something else happened. But should we wait and see, what happens in it. I don't think the Willie would care too much. I think the government are hellbound in doing it. I don't think anything is really going to stop them at this point. Unless the person stops them, that's the only person that can stop them. But I don't see him stopping them. Let's put it that way. He's just going to sign whatever they put in front of him with very little questions. You just sign it and that'll be the end of it. That's literally what he'd do. We all kind of know it, unfortunately. That he won't question it, basically. That's what I mean. And then there's probably literally nothing really else you could do. Well, he did sign in the water charges, so. But yeah, that abolished that because of the mass protests. But so maybe the snucks up and in too. It's not allowing people to protest too. It probably will sooner or later sneaks up and in like that. Yeah, well, it could. Yeah, Niall Collins could go. Well, the government, the media finally starting to talk about it. But it's a terror the Taoiseach and the Taoiseach. They were like, fucking the fucking ditch. Only for them, the fucking this, that, and the other. If they didn't report about it, they should wait for the mainstream media to report about it, RT and things like that. Like, that's literally what Micheál Martin said. The ditch should be reporting on it. The ditch are nobody, they're no good. That's more or less what Micheál Martin said. And the irony is that they're catching people out, ministers and stuff like that. They're not supposed to be what they shouldn't be doing, basically. Let's put it that way. And the OT and stuff like that are nowhere to be found. You would look into these things. Like OT only talking about it now because it was trending #1 on Twitter for so long, and they kind of couldn't ignore the elephant in the room, and they had to kind of address it. So they probably will be gone. The government might collapse. That's what but I don't think it will. I think they will probably last. They literally would do everything in the humanly possible to keep power, basically. That's what Yeah, they literally don't like it. Like, you heard Micheál Martin, I'm sure, say about it. Like, fuck it, all Russian propagandas and all that. Even though it is the truth, it is the truth that they did do it. Like, they're not making it up. And the same with the other ministers before they exposed them. And again, you didn't see RT saying, we went after them and tried to figure it out, And Micheál Martin basically let the cat out of the bag and said, you have to wait for the mainstream media to talk about it, basically. So RT have to go and report it, which they didn't. Like, Save the Ditch, the people of the ditch didn't exist, right? And they brought their findings to RT and they were like, here, look, this fella is not doing things he should be doing. Like, if that was an ordinary Irish citizen, they'd be in jail. But yeah, do you think RT and them would report on it if they didn't bring it public, Well, that's let me have a hit each will. Because you never know what added into the State Street bill and the side. But yeah, so the government are not too happy with the ditch. Let's put that in. Yeah, they basically, Micheál Martin basically said they're funded by Washington. He basically blamed everybody, but he didn't blame himself for the government. He blamed everybody. He blamed some other people, some other journalists that are sponsoring this, and he's blaming everybody. I think he blamed Sinn Féin once did, saying they're funding it and they're funded by the Russians and they're funded by everybody. But it is the truth. Like, he can't really get himself out of that. It is the truth that he did do what he did and he broke the law. Obviously, it's plain to be seen. Especially because Leitrim County, the Limerick County Council threatened to bring the ditch to law over it, bring them to court over it to try and shut them up of it. And they still kind of went on and said about it anyway. So, obviously, when you see that happen, the County Council is trying to shut it up too. So, you kind of can see. So. But obviously, he shouldn't be probably there, Niall Collins. He should be got rid of by now. But they're desperately just trying to keep him there. Because every day of the week, the government ministers are fucking themselves over somehow. Let's put that way. They're doing something every day of the week, like. But obviously, it's not as bad as the United Kingdom. Like at this stage, you might just have a revolving door. You know, people were signing, people fucking being exposed. Like Richie Sunak's under investigation for, I don't know, his wife's interference with Russian and stuff like that. Which actually is true, to be totally honest. It's actually true. So there's actually some legitimacy there. Did anybody see that in England? There was a person took a video of Richie Sunak in a car, right, and the police one beside him in the car, like Kim Jong Un, right, and the cops on push bikes instead of motorbikes, they're using push bikes now to go and bring Richie Sunak around in an escort. That's literally what they're doing. I don't know if anybody see that. Maybe Bahama or Sean seen it, but I don't know. We've got 100 cops there. Joe Biden. Also, Joe Biden apparently forgot that he was in Ireland only last few weeks ago. So. It's a cryptic message. So, I don't know if anybody see that. Yeah, but he definitely broke. He definitely broke. And then obviously the government and the media, you know, basically for a long time just saying, oh, nothing happened. Forget about it. They didn't basically answer it. You know, it didn't help, basically. Let's put that way. Yeah, well, England is not as bad. It's getting worse nearly than here. Because at this stage, it's government minutes going every 10 seconds. The first... Yeah, but pretty much at this stage, everybody's literally Prime Minister. Just give me a second. Hello again, sir. Ooh. What? I don't even know what that says. Well, I don't know particularly the second line. You do X. Yeah, I kind of. You only noticed this now, have you, Stephen? But yeah, there kind of is a good lot of British people just turning up. But Sinn Féin's like British people. Oh yeah, I don't know what you hear at the time. A good friend, Michelle O'Neill from Sinn Féin, is going over to the coronation, of course, to King Charles. But yeah, the slogan of Sinn Féin is like Brits out, you know. But obviously everybody out in, of course. But yeah, it's Brits out. But yeah, obviously going to the coronation of the King of England, you know, it's not really saying Brits out. Let's put that way. So they kind of contradict themselves very heavily, Sinn Féin at the moment. And Mary Lou, of course, probably will go to. As he will, obviously. And obviously, of course, taxpayer funding that. Not a penny they have to pay away. Yeah, no, there's a lot of English like moved over. And a lot of people got Irish passports. A lot of British people did get Irish passports too. So yeah, because Brexit kind of they're not looking to be busting to be totally honest. Economy wise, let's put that way. Like the European Union obviously didn't want anybody to leave the European Union, so obviously they're fucking over England a lot. Let's put that way. And then obviously Liz Truss came along and fucked everything up even worse. As you do, obviously. Yeah, there's loads of English here, particularly around County Cavan area. There's a lot of English people. Yeah, they love Tesco's. Yeah, everybody in England loves Tesco's. Could do something normal in my brain. Well, as I say, Spider, if anybody ever want, if you ever want to kind of go anywhere else to do anything else, you don't have to be here. We're kind of just chatting among ourselves. There's no obligation for you to be here. Don't take that you're forced to be here or anything like that. Like anytime you want to pop in, of course you can pop in, and anytime you need to go somewhere, you can go. I'm not stopping you. If you want to go and watch a live stream or something, another like a gaming live stream or something like that, that's no problem. I'm not gonna stop you. You know, there's no you get what I'm saying. Like I'm not forcing you. Don't think when you subscribe or anything like that you're forced to watch everything. When you're here, you're here. When you need to go, you need to go. I'm not gonna force you. Tesco's has to be sent me a lot of employees, a lot of Irish people, so I can give them business as much as I can. Very good. Well, as long as they employ loads of Irish people, then give them a few bob in on. What's popping? In what regard? We'll be going probably in 10 minutes, I know. We'll be an hour then live. See, there's a good bit to talk about today with this hate speech bill. And there'll probably be more to talk about tomorrow because they'll probably pass sooner or later on. And then obviously about the letter too. And then we talked about other stuff too. My husband watches it too. I don't think we will be playing any game tonight now. Not tonight, I know. We'll probably be live tomorrow maybe in the game. Tomorrow night. Not tonight, but. You underestimate the powers of watching people do literally anything else, anything like. I know, but again, as it says, but if you need to go somewhere, you don't feel, entertained basically, or if you're not bothered to be here, you can always go off and watch something else. I'm not, you never have to be here. Don't think I'm forcing you to be here under that. There's always many other things you can do. I mean, no offense, obviously, of course not, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not forcing you. Don't think I'm forcing you to be here. Yeah. Yeah, we probably will be the police simulator, maybe more like it. By Colony Special, probably will too. Yeah. As well as the first of May. Her 6 is only recently here. She was saying a lot of Yeah, a lot of them are kind of fed up with England. But England's kind of worse than here, to be totally honest, at the moment. Especially around London and Birmingham and what they got Birmingham and other parts of it. So a lot of them are kind of running away. Yeah, I think we all know why, but you can't utter the words. Yeah, well, sooner or later, we won't be safe for here. We've been nearly worse than England. But it's not that bad yet. Yet. The word is yet. But give it 2 or 3 years' time and we'll be bad. So I hate to say it, but, we're heading down that line. Let's put it that way. But it's not as bad as London, obviously. We're getting worse, exactly, yeah. But it's when they will get worse. That's the next question. In a few years' time, and it'll be worse. Because obviously London at the moment, you couldn't walk down the street without being stabbed, basically. In London. And then obviously in other parts of England too, it's dangerous too. But yeah, obviously if you go to the ends of fucking Clare or Kerry or something like that, there's fuck all people around anyway. Let's put it that way. So if you went to the edge of Kerry or something like that, there's about 3 people beside you. That's all, literally. So. Yeah, well, Super Little here is going to rebuild a store. They're going to build the biggest store here. And obviously Tesco's going to build a big supermarket up the top of the town. So Cavan is getting its full share of supermarkets and stuff like that, upgrades. And all the businesses do well in Cavan. I done that at one stage and I go around the pitch and the lake. I did that before. So that's what I did that before now. Anyway, another 4 or 5 minutes and then we tipping on for that. It doesn't feel like an hour now, but insane rejection. Oh no, we did it. No, we actually did it before. Like you see, I often did videos around the pitch. Like when I walked around, I did talk about different things. One particularly comes to mind is I talked before when games stopped closing. Cavan, I don't know. Are you from Cavan? You're probably not. No, you're not. You're not the fellow from the Island of Man. No, it's a different person. But yeah, I done the video that time. I can vaguely remember that I was around. I went walking around and I talked about it. So technically, I did do it in the pitch, yeah, and then the lake, yeah. Yeah, everything's gone up, so it doesn't matter where you go. Everything's gone up. I don't go to the rally, but everything's gone up, so it doesn't matter where you are. Oh, you're from Cavan, alright. But if you look up GameStop Cavan, like on my video, you probably would see, particularly the pitch. And then I like even when was it? Last week I done a video beside the river, so a live stream. Sorry, live stream. We were there, kind of there, relaxed at the river. Video. We can't go into private businesses and do that. That's all I'd say about that. There's no way we can go into private businesses and do that. So. So yeah. Yeah, so we'll go over another 2 minutes. Is there anything else before we go tonight? Obviously, I will do a video later on. There'll be a video up for Aaron Hawken later on. Extra vision, yeah. Used to be a thing back in the day. Yeah, August is disappearing soon. You won't find August being gone soon. Yeah, but what, wondering what to say. Like, you're talking about me, you're talking about you. No, you're talking to you. So basically you're talking to you. Have to go, yeah, but we're just about to go anyway, so Stephen, so we're probably just going at the right time anyway, because we're literally going in a second. So there's nothing else anyway for tonight before we go. Yeah, we have one down here. There's a small town butcher down here. If anybody's ever passing through, you can go across that. So yeah, anything else before we go? Last call for tonight. Well, thank you, Stephen. Thank you. So yeah. Little and Natalie. But yeah, I think that's all she wrote for tonight. But yeah, just to say, if anybody didn't see the letter, have a look at it on the community post. Is that okay with people? Do a jig. No, we're not doing a jig. I haven't heard anything yet from him. I know he's putting up videos. I watched one of his videos there last night, but what the fuck is that now, Spider? But don't be spamming the chat. We're just numbers and stuff like that. Please and thank you. I say everything's fine. He could be here at the moment. He'd just be chilling. In the chat. The last second, yeah, but just no need to be just spamming. There has to be some kind of laws. Alright, so here I think we'll leave it there. So last second literal, but anyway, they just don't want you to be doing it all the time. There has to be some kind of groundwork. So yeah, I think we leave it there. So thank you everyone. Thank you Sean. Thank you everyone. So if you haven't seen the letter, please have a look at it on the community tab. Thank you. So take care everybody and goodbye and have a good evening. I chat to you tomorrow and have a good rest of the bank holiday weekend. Thank you.